Who are you doing first?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Sioux Park Stadium for today's girls' contest between the visiting St. Thomas More Cavaliers and your Rapid City Stevens Raiders. The schools participating in this event are members of the South Dakota High School Activities Association, which have adopted the rules under which the games are conducted. A strong commitment to excellence, fair play, and sportsmanship are all vital to this activity's success. At this time, we would like to first introduce the starting lineup for the visiting St. Thomas More Cavaliers. Number 1, Logan McCarty. Number 3, Olivia Hill. Number 5, Elizabeth Erlinson.
And they're in alphabetical order.
Number 6, Cassidy Hirsch. Number 7, Carolyn Eckrich.
Next time, if we have a number 4,
Number 8, Kayla Jacobson. Stegner. Number 9, Stephanie Stegner. Number 10, Meg Carlson. Number 16, Alex Conlon. Aslan? Thank you so much. Number 19, Aslan Duffy. And number 20, Carly Reagan. The head coach for the Cavaliers is Doug Noyes, and assisted by Doug Noyes Jr., Kyle White, and Travis Fredrickson. Now the starting lineup for your Stevens Raiders. Number 0, the keeper, Malia Richter. In the midfield, number 2, J.C. Miller. The defender, number 4, Morgan McLaughlin. At forward, number 5, Taylor McCormick. Midfielder, number 6, Avery Wood. A defender, number 10, Savannah Elder. At forward, number 11, Kylie Devine. At forward, number 14, Kylie Claiborne. At forward, number 16, Taylor Plummer. In the midfield, 15, Hannah Spielman. And rounding out the lineup at forward, number 20, Mallory Schonard.
This one over here.
It's gotta go here.
Coaches for the Raiders. Head coach Luis Sarah, assisted by Alicia English and Rich Holt.
Okay. Oh, it's not working anymore. It scared me. I'm like, dude, it's playing.
Your officials for today's game are center referee Tony Harrison, your assistant referees Eric Milbrandt and Michael Duncan.
I mean, I can.
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please stand, remove your caps, and face the flag on the south end of the complex. We remind you that active duty service personnel and veterans may salute the flag. Ladies and gentlemen, we pay honor to America with the playing of the national anthem.
Alright, can I plug it?
Thank you, and in the spirit of the Olympics, go Team USA!
Alright, I just realized I'm supposed to talk with the person.
Yeah, I heard that.
Can I sit over here or do I have to be over there?
Look at this.
Because there's a really good angle from right here.
That reaches, you can sit where you want. All right, 40 minutes on the clock. Okay, great. We're live.
Welcome, soccer fans. We're here this afternoon at Sioux Park Stadium in Rapid City, South Dakota. We have a beautiful Saturday late morning here where the season opens for these two high school teams, two successful girls high school teams, Class AA Stevens Raiders and Class A St. Thomas More Cavaliers. Head coach Luis Sarah is very optimistic going into the season. Joining us today, we have the pleasure of senior player who was injured, so she's not playing, but she's working hard to get back and contribute to the team. And so with us is Gabby Mars. Gabby, how are you doing today?
I'm good, how are you?
Perfect. Gabby was so gracious to volunteer her expert soccer eye up here, so she will be assisting me and helping us learn about and describe the flow of the game. Center referee Tony Harrison set to place the ball in the middle. It appears that the Cavaliers will open with possession for the kick. Gabby, you know a little bit about both these teams. You've played club and you've played with and against these girls. What do you look for in today's matchup?
I know that STM really uses their speed up the sides and through the middle to penetrate the defense. And I know that the Raiders, they've got the speed as well, but they also have, some great forwards as well as some defenders. I know we've lost some senior defenders from last year, so hopefully, they can make up for the players that we've lost.
Okay, well, we're off, and it looks like right away the Cavaliers are going to have some possession on their own end as they move the ball through the middle. What are the first 3-4 minutes like of a contest, Gabby, as a player? What's going through your mind?
Usually on the Raiders, we look to get the speed of play up, have the other team, force them to play at our speed and, go out of their comfort zone. And that seems to be happening right about now.
Yeah, it seems like no matter what level of soccer, it's kind of it's an important time because it sets the tone, like you so well said, but it also, you kind of just got to get a feel for everything, the field, the ball, your opponents. Do you go in with that mindset, or do instincts just take over?
For me, it's definitely instinct. No matter what team we're playing, I come out playing at my own, pace, and we usually force the other team to really step it up, come out of their comfort zone.
Excellent. Well, the Raiders, looks like they're trying to stay on their half here. We go down the wing, possession to the Cavaliers. What was the scouting report like for the team about who are the players to watch for the Cavaliers?
Definitely their seniors, Cassidy Kirsch and Carolyn Eckridge, they both have, some major speed that could, be a problem for Raiders defenders. And also they've got some speed in the back with Bailey Carlson, number 28. She recently had some hip flexor injury, but it looks like she's back and playing. Not sure if they'll get a full 80 minutes out of her, but she's definitely got some speed, going to give the forwards a challenge.
Okay, well, it looks like based on what your assessment is, looks like the Cavaliers have some of their own team speed to match that of the Raiders, which is always, something that I'm sure opposing coaches have to account for, not just in one or two positions, but kind of the entirety of the field for Stevens. So as we're building up play here, we have a stoppage and then a quick start by the Raiders, and they're working up the wing. Let's see if we have a chance here. Oh, it's well played, good spacing by the defense there. Who are some of the key people on Stevens personnel that maybe for this game we should look up for some matchups or for maybe some action out of them?
I definitely think that Hannah Spielman is going to give them some, trouble. She's got great first touch, and she also knows how to really transition the ball well in the midfield. Taylor McCormick, number 5 on the Raider, she's a forward. She's new to the team this year, but she's also a senior. She's got great speed and some good 1v1. Will definitely give the Cavalier defenders a challenge.
And I know last year for the Raiders, and you're part of that, midfield possession and defense. The defense was pretty solid last year. Who do we have that's still here, and who do we have filling some shoes? I know that some seniors graduated.
It looks that we've got Kylie Claiborne on the outside, and we have Mallory Schoenhardt on the other side. Those two have some great speed, and I know that Coach Ucera, puts them out there because they've got such good speed, and we, have to transition quickly, and those two really know how to do that. We've got Savannah Ellender, center defender, number 10. She's tall. She's got, she's very aggressive, and she played a little bit last year, the starting lineup with Reagan Odegaard, senior that we lost, and filling some shoes is Morgan McLaughlin, who was junior varsity captain last year, and she's working hard out there.
ball center there. It seems like the Raiders here are establishing some possession, and instead of really trying to maintain that middle possession, we had a scoring chance. Oh, just off the pipe, and a good reaction to the ball there by the St. Thomas More keeper. Just unlucky. It even looked like it caught the bottom half of the pipe, but just didn't go in. Gabby, did you catch who that strike was from?
That was from Mallory Schoenhardt,
Okay.
outside defender.
Okay. Well, if she's an outside defender or midfielder, it looks like they're pushing up, and like you said, trying to put the pressure on, and you called it, and take the team out of the comfort zone. We got another run to the middle and a goal.
This is a great split by J.C. Miller, number 2, center midfielder.
That was good teamwork, good passing. Just notice low to the ground, crisp passes, but just with enough pace to be able to control, which is not easy to do. So that was a Raider goal. That'll be the first of the season, and so important to start off quick here. We're not even 6 minutes in, and the Raiders are able to capitalize on some nice forward pressure.
Yeah, I think their keeper, Logan Piccone, is a freshman, so this has got to be a lot of pressure on her.
And that'd be tough for anyone to say. That was just a good pass, and like you said, on the run, so hard to at that distance be able to cut an angle, know whether you should come off your line right in the middle of the box there. So just good forward aggressive play by the Raiders, and it pays off, and that should give them a little momentum and confidence as we continue on. This is always a contest that both teams look forward to. Gabby, you've been in several of these. Is it something that as you get older you're used to, or is it still something you look forward to just because the quality of both programs, St. Thomas More, multiple time state finalist and state champion? Give us a little insight on that.
Yeah, I definitely look forward to all these games. I think that being on the Raiders, all of the girls on the team, I don't even think we have even one player who isn't playing, outside of the high school season. So we always have, great quality soccer when we come out here, and it's always such a fun game.
Yeah, the speed and the skill is very impressive. The first touch, that's something that, is really indicative of the skill level of the team. Even a pass like that as we threw through the middle, was handled at the feet rather routinely, and that's not real easy, is it?
No, and that's something that, Coach Sarah really, gets his players to focus on. First touch, defines the whole rest of whatever happens on the field.
Okay. Well, the Raiders are maintaining possession, really being patient now, but like you said, always looking to push the ball, and that was a nice little touch there on the left wing, and pushes it up, and just a little bit too much, but I'm assuming Coach Sarah is okay with that, especially early on in the season. As the season progresses, I'm sure he'd like to see a little more, finesse on that touch, but is that what you described earlier in terms of the quick passing and then use the speed to get down the flanks?
Yes, that's very important, and, transition is key in this stuff, and the faster the counterattack, the closer to a goal you're going to get.
Okay, and that wasn't offside, but again, I think that's going to happen, and you're going to get your share when you're playing. You're pushing up, and you're forcing the attack, and you're making runs. Well, we're hoping you're joining us here on GoRaidersLive.com. If you are, you can always choose to follow this channel or subscribe to this channel. It is run through YouTube and the Sports Ticket, a South Dakota-based webcasting company out of Winter, South Dakota. So we'd like to thank them for getting us set up and providing us the ability to put on the production. As you can see, the scoreboard is inset on your screen, so that you can keep track of not only score and time, but also feel like you have a flow of the game there. Now the Cavaliers have a chance to get the ball in the other half, but a nice challenge there, but they win it back. No call there. Looks like some of the fans disagreed, and looks like that cross went wide or maybe deflected. Did you happen to catch that?
Definitely foul. We're gonna have a beat day here.
Hey, Dave.
Great run by Avery Wood, number 6.
Dave, do you copy?
Raiders are making a quick counterattack up the field.
Can you see if the tennis court table has any more programs and take them to the main area?
Bailey Carlson taking the throw in.
And we'll keep an eye on her, like you said. She's kind of coming off an injury. They're going to see what they can get out of her. And sounded like Coach Loyce was just a little bit skeptical whether they'd get a full game out of her today.
Yep.
Just got to applaud Gabby. She just was asked yesterday if she'd like to, be a part of the webcast. And such a good student and good teammate, and loves soccer. She interviewed the coaches to get some insight on what we could be seeing here today. So thank you, Gabby, for doing your homework.
No problem.
Just getting you back in the rhythm for school, right? Also, always like to thank our volunteers. We have ball retrievers that stand out in the middle of the field. There's really no relief out there for those youngsters, and they do a great job getting the ball back in play, and they always love to go to the concession stand and get a treat. So if you're a relative or a friend or fan of the ball retrievers, you can give them a little clap from your couch.
Throw in by senior Cassidy Kirsch.
That's a nice, just short on that touch, but a good interception there in the midfield. Good challenge. And yeah, we're going to have almost gave the advantage play on, but called it there. Looks like actually the JC was a little, or the Raider was a little frustrated he didn't let him play on. What's the decision, or do you think the referees base their decision to let a play out as opposed to calling a foul like that? Oh, we have one of the challenges you talked about right there in your assessment of today's game, and it looks like the official talked to both players there.
Yeah, usually the foul comes when something's being pulled on, if arms interlock, definitely when elbows and arms come out, that's when refs usually call stuff, as well as, grabbing jerseys seems to be a big issue, and this is definitely going to be a pretty personal game, after the wins that the Raiders had last year. STM's really out for blood right now.
Yeah, a great mini rivalry between two teams in separate classes. And like you had already mentioned to this morning, that sometimes these girls are on the same team, and often they're on opposing teams. So and you're competitive girls. You work hard and you like to compete out there. So that there'll be some good matchups out there and good battles, especially with the speed and the skill that we've already alluded to and what we're seeing out there on the field.
Yeah, I'm seeing some great play from Kylie Devine, number 11. She's on the outside as a midfielder. She came up from varsity. She got the Golden Boot Award last year. She's playing some great soccer out here, really making some stuff happen.
Yeah, now the Raiders again are on their end, and
gets pretty congested in there. It looks like St. Thomas More knows they have to maybe pack it in a little bit. And so it's tough to get a shot off, but when there's space, the Raiders are really trying to line one up. And again, another one off the deflection there. And don't know if she'll win a quarter there. Nope, it looks like he went with the goal kick. When an official, Gabby, what do you think they're looking for from your experience when they decide to stop the play or let a team play the advantage?
Usually if there's like a sudden counterattack and there's like a possible scoring opportunity, the refs will usually let them keep playing. Yeah, that's usually when they decide whether or not they're going to let them.
Is there a certain amount of touches from the time the foul happens to whether the referee decides to call the ball back if the advantage is thwarted, or is that just all their discretion?
Usually you can see from the assistant refs on the outside whether or not it's it needs to be an immediate call if it's necessary. Otherwise, the ref will still see it, but he'll let the play continue.
That's a great point, and I saw this year before the games. I saw the referees were actually trying to use some communication devices down there, which usually they were relying on the flag and their vision, and now they can, hopefully those communication devices are working, and especially if there's an injury or a safety issue, they can alert the center referee right away. So I don't think we're tracking minutes of possession like the Premier League here, Gabby, but just from our observation, it's pretty evident that the Raider varsity girls are really controlling not only the tempo but the possession. There's a good ball down the wing. Oh, close to an own goal, but we'll win a corner here. We'll continue that thought here as we get lined up for a corner. Go ahead, Gabby.
Yeah, I think that SDM is doing a pretty good job holding out the forwards for the Raiders, but at the same time they are having some trouble really transitioning out of the back. The Raiders seem to really be pushing and getting lots of pressure on them.
And again, they really got that box packed in with blue jerseys. There's a good challenge there and a nice win of the ball. And again, the Raiders retain possession. Oh, very good decision there by Savannah. Cavaliers win it back.
Good run by Cassidy.
Yes, that was a nice run there. Caught the Raider flat-footed, and the speed is evident on both teams. And like you said, this is a fun game to watch, and a lot of tempo right now.
Is it a corner?
Looks like a corner down there. We're up in an area and we're just a little bit blocked, and I'm not helping matters as I film in Gabby's way. So I will try to step back and let her see. It looks like she's got her hand up, marking she's ready to present the ball. And
wow.
a nice delivery in, but handled by the keeper.
Yeah, the keeper is a senior, Michaela Holt. She's played on the seniors club team for a long time, but she's been attending, Central High School for the past 3 years and decided to transfer over to the Raiders, and she seems to be doing pretty well. Which doesn't surprise me, after playing with all of these seniors for so many years. I think that they're pretty good at communicating.
Yeah, and the Central Cobblers were a finalist last year, so you bring some of that playoff experience as well, and hopefully that'll be a benefit to the team.
Unlucky pass by Dallas Beaumont.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I know you're probably not as used to having a role as a non-starter, but once you come off, I know you come back in. What do you have to do as a player to kind of get the feel when other players already have the flow? They've touched the ball a few times. We got an injury here. We will check on that. We will be right back after a little break here, and we will see if we need to tend to this injury.
We're ready. We're ready.
They're out. So those pink colors.
And the new white ones.
Yeah. Somebody said she got a big old sack. I didn't see it.
I think she gave it the white ones.
Do you know who scored that first one? Do you know who scored that first one?
I have no idea.
We're back with the goal kick. Player got off the field, and the injury is being addressed on the sideline by trainer Lindsay Arseth. Another shot on goal for the Raiders, and
Gabby, wasn't Mallory?
we're tracking a few stats, but if there probably is a stat in soccer for the amount of the pressures, and that's really as a senior player who's on the IR right now, Gabby DeMars made note of before the game that that's the style of play and the tempo the Raider team wants to establish. And Gabby, would you say so far the team is accomplishing their goal?
Yeah, I think so. And, I think that they still have, a lot of work to do. All these teams do. But I think this is a great start to the season.
Okay, we got a takeaway, and there's the speed again. We got some recovery runs, and it's just, wow, it's like a track meet when you see all those people recovering. A ball let go, maybe intended for the keeper, and maybe that's a little communication where you're maybe not as familiar with one player as the other, but luckily the Raiders had a recovering defender that did not slow up and take anything for granted or assume anything and cleared the ball. But we do have another corner kick, which is another sign of a team putting on pressure and indicating for the Cavaliers.
In those situations when, the Raiders make mistakes like that, that's when, STM really has to capitalize on those mistakes.
And they have the players with the skill and speed to do so. I know you mentioned some of the St. Thomas More seniors. Are there any other younger players that you look for to be, upstarts or future, or might surprise us today?
Well, Bailey Carlson is one of them. I think she's a junior this year, as well as Ingrid. She is number 2 with the short hair. She's a solid player. I think one that's very aggressive, Aslan Duffy. She's tall and she's strong. She's got a strong build, and I think that she's definitely going to give the Raiders a hard time.
Okay, well, there's a lot of transition of possession in the midfield as both teams settle in. We're halfway through the half. We're at the right under the 18-minute mark in the high school game. It's 2 40-minute halves, and unlike maybe the more traditional and soccer you're accustomed to, they don't keep track in terms of the 90th minute as the end mark. We play by 2 40-minute halves.
Seems like JC Miller went out and Oceana Brennan was subbed in for her as a midfielder. Not sure if it was due to an injury or what was going on, but they've got a new midfielder in there, also a senior.
Yeah, I noticed both teams making a lot of substitutions, which I think, early on with just getting into fitness and trying to establish what combinations are going to work is probably pretty normal. And there's a nice ball and a nice reaction by the St. Thomas More keeper to come off the line just a hair and cut that ball off. But another good attempt by the Raiders.
Yeah, it was a great counterattack on a mistake that STM made. That's what's going to make the game out here.
Quick restart by the Cavaliers, and they're, again, trying to use that speed and find just patches of green and push the ball. So there was about 16 minutes remaining in the first half. The Raiders lead on a quick goal in the first 6 minutes. And there's another nice touch. Maybe offsides, but the flag did go up. So just either the defender sensed the forward movement of Kylie Claiborne, or Kylie just drifted a little too far, and it's an offsides. But again, another pressure situation for the Raiders.
Well, and, some teams use the offsides trap, to, stop the play and, help their own team out. When you have a team that's very quick, that's an easy way to kind of stop their play.
Sure. For our first-time viewers, and maybe those not as accustomed to soccer as some true soccer fans, and for some of us commentators that may not have the technical knowledge, can you explain to our viewers what an offside is, and then maybe if we have time here, what an offside trap is?
Offsides is when the opposing team, the players that are attacking, the player has to be behind at least one of the opposing team's defenders. So if they receive a pass and they're behind the entire back line, that'll be offsides, obviously. It's almost like, puppy guarding the goal.
Okay.
And with the offsides trap, when you have a quick team, that are pretty good at, getting the ball up the field and, passing everybody, they use their, they push all of the defenders up, making it difficult for those fast players to penetrate them without getting the offsides call.
Okay. Gabby, does it matter the presence of the ball? If the ball is ahead and before the the offensive player, and they run behind the defender, is it an offsides, or does the ball keep them onside?
If you have the ball, you can, obviously dribble past everybody, but that's kind of a difficult thing to do. It's offsides if you don't have the ball and you're behind all those defenders and you receive a pass.
Okay.
If you don't have the ball, no, it's not offsides. But the second that ball, goes through them and you're behind them, then it's not offsides.
So probably one reason why we need 3 officials out here, and the linesmen or assistant referees are basically, watching half of the field because of all those things you talked about with offsides and other violations. It's an opportunity here for the Raiders. Again, a young goalie, and maybe the distribution strength is just maybe not there, which is just a little piece of the game, but such an important piece of the game, isn't it? Oh, near miss there. Is that Taylor?
Yes.
Taylor McCormick just grazed the side of the net, so I was ready to call a goal here, so good job.
Yeah, that was a great, great combination play right there. It's good to have those midfielders that are willing to take it up the field and, play off of the strikers. It's good to see that.
Yeah, that happened quick with some sharp passes, and then that finishing touch was just off. Looks like inches up here, may have been a little more. Taylor working hard to try to establish position there, and played back to the keeper with some pressure, and again forces a turnover, and the ball in the box for the Raiders. See if Taylor can turn on it. She does, and the ball is deflected, and it looks like the Raiders are going to win another corner. Nope, we're going to have a goal kick. So just applying that forward pressure. Gabby, how, if you're a midfielder but you're forced to work back because the other team is pressuring, how much does that take out of a defense and a midfield?
I think that we've got our, defending midfielders, and, you got to have some really good athleticism to, keep transitioning, and when you've got that hard pressure like that, that's the, defending midfielder's job to, kind of push back and read the play. And if you can get that quick enough counterattack, it doesn't take a lot away if you've got strikers that are, ready for that ball.
Well, it appears that the Raiders are using some of their depth to maybe keep that pressure on and maybe wear down the Cavalier defense.
Yeah, and one thing that as the Cavaliers don't seem to be doing as well as the Raiders are is transitioning through the back line. And I think the part of that is the forwards pressuring so hard on them. It makes it difficult for all that transition. But you can see that our defenders have a lot of room and space to do that transitioning.
Yeah, and does I guess there's two schools of thought on this, Gabby. Does a 1-0 lead give you more confidence to do that? Or I guess some teams choose to, and another good strike there, and a near goal, and they had a near finish and a great save. But again, two great attacking chances by the Raiders. A little bad luck with the pipe again, but nice reaction there by the freshman Corning. Another nice play through the middle. See if we can, another nice ball on the side. I don't know if she's going to win it, and it looks like it'll be a goal kick.
There was Bailey Carlson again, ready to attack that ball.
Yeah, ready to attack it, and luckily was able to engage even with the injury, the speed you talked about, because that was another potentially dangerous situation there for the Cavaliers.
Taking the goal kick is junior, possibly sophomore, Carly, number 20.
Okay. Oh, little errant touch there. Let's see if a good job there by the Raiders, and to win that corner. We'll see who comes to take it. Who's going to take the set piece here?
Hannah Spielman.
Okay, you mentioned her. You said she's had a great camp.
Yeah, and the Raiders have really been working hard on their corner kicks, so hopefully, they'll show it right now.
Sure, it was a nice job by Kylie Devine, and you mentioned in her play to sense where that delivery was, and to just kind of ward the defender off or let the ball go out. And looks like Hannah will have another chance. Don't know if she hit that one the way she wanted to. And I see Kylie Claiborne. Is she going to play a short ball here, maybe?
Bailey Carlson seems to be reading this play.
Yeah.
Avery Wood is being subbed off for Sydney Work, Jr.
Again, the Raiders going to their depth, trying to keep this pressure on, keep that speed up, and, with the hopes of wearing down the defense. Looks like they're going to forfeit the short ball, and they do. Kylie Claiborne's going to get it right back, and let's see if Hannah gets it in with the left foot. She does it. Oh, first touch and just off.
What a great play.
Yes, and good defender there, good reaction by the defender, or at least good position, and it goes off STM for another corner. So we talked about corners being another indicator of a team being aggressive and pushing forward, and the Raiders get 3 in a row. Hannah will try to swing it out with the right foot now, and she does, but right to a defender. Kylie Claiborne looks like she's going to push it right back to her. Again, the speed of Carlson, as you called it, that was pretty impressive, closing the space there, not really giving Hannah any time to make a play on the ball. Quick throw in.
It was a great header by Sydney Work.
Good header, just wasn't field space, maybe a little miscommunication. And it looks like we're going to be going the other way. Bailey's doing a little extra running here, a little quicker than the ball retrievers there to get the ball. So they'll get a little break with the help of Bailey, which is very nice of her. Good player, like you said.
Nice challenge between Cassidy Kirsch and some
Yeah,
of
it
the
was a
Raiders.
good little challenge again with the fresh player, fresh legs. Looks like the center referee saw a little bit too much there and called play back, so we'll have a free kick. Not a quick start this time. It looks like she's lining up to try to maybe get the ball down the field a little bit, provide some space for the Cavaliers. With just around 6 minutes remaining in the first half, the Raiders lead the St. Thomas More Cavaliers 1-0 on a goal by Mallory Schoenhardt, which basically is kind of the story. The Raiders also hit the crossbar 2 times in their attacks. There's a nice ball in the middle and a great ball curled around the defense. Tries to work around, but there's number 28, a fixture for the St. Thomas More defense, and really their nucleus back there, Gabby. See if we can get a turn on the ball here in the box. Looking for that turn. Well played by the defender to cut off space. And then a give up, and we have a transition here. Cavaliers choose to slow it down and work the middle. Looks like that'll go back to the Raiders. And Claiborne will throw it in. She'll move it up the line. Nice piece of ball handling there. And there's a little space on the right wing for the Cavaliers, but well cut off there. Can you tell which defender that is? Just threw the ball in there. Can't get a number from this distance, and the sun is a little bit direct, so we'll do our best. Nice through ball, and take it down, but they're going to play the advantage because it went right to the Raiders, and oh, just wide. Didn't know if we were going to get a call there. Don't know if it was a foul, but we still had a scoring chance.
Like they're gonna get a corner out of it though.
And it looks like, I thought he was pointing towards the goal, but no, it looks like it went off the deflection there. That's probably why the ball was a little bit errant in that point-blank range.
Yeah, earlier I think that they were looking to play, Eckrich out in the flank, because of her speed. That's one of their strongest advantages.
Oh, there's a nice ball and just over the head of Taylor McCormick, wasn't it? Wow, nice delivery. The ball's right back in and kept alive. And then a shot and just about 2 feet over the crossbar. So the young goalie is really getting a lot of work today, but hanging in there after giving up an early goal.
Yeah, I think the Raiders are doing a great job getting all of those players out right next to the box. It causes a lot of havoc and chaos, but that's great because that really distracts the keeper.
Protecting her line very well, though, Gabby. I mean, she's had a lot of on-goal situations, and seems like she's, settling in. And sometimes maybe for a keeper, having all that work gets you a little bit more tuned in. And if you don't, maybe you're just not in that rhythm. The Raiders again with the pass through the middle, and again the ball gets cleared, but right back to the Raiders. An entry pass, just off the mark, but Kylie Devine with a quick shot, and a tough one to handle when it bounces right before you like that. The Raiders again tried to move up the flank. It's like the St. Thomas More is just doing all they can to work that right side. It seems like, Abby, more than left.
Yeah, this game is a lot different than last year. Keeping it 1-0. This is a close call.
Yeah, the Raiders aren't without their chances, though. Again, at least 2 scoring chances off the pipe, and then another good save off that diving header attempt. So, could easily be different. The Cavaliers did have a very direct scoring chance off that corner, but other than that, it's been Raider possession, really working the middle and pushing the ball up. And as you said, the Cavaliers really trying to take advantage of their speed on the counter, and have on occasion. Just haven't been able to put a combination together to finish. So, but in soccer, I suppose, Gabby, that can happen in any one of those touches.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're going to play it back to the keeper, gets it out. Good little battle going on still between those 2 players, both teams working very hard looks like we're gonna get a call there, a little bit aggressive there, and the Cavaliers will have a free kick. We'll see if they try to swing it in. Looks like the wind is not in their favor right now, but they certainly look like they're trying to have a set piece here. As a taller player, what is the role in these pieces? Do you have to recover back, Gabby, and try to help defend the high ball or the head ball?
Yeah, usually I match up, with one of their tallest players, because that can always be a challenge. And also, when it comes to corner kicks and getting up on offense, whoever has the drive to really head that ball in is gonna take it.
On the top, Cavaliers have a chance, and tough angle, and that, boy, it's so important for that defender never to give up and stop running. Just the fact that she was running so hard, just didn't give the player the angle. We're ready to end the first half.
2, 1.
And clock operator Jeff Barnes will get a bonus because he was able to get in there and do a great job on the clock. He's joined up here today by his son partners, so we thank them for being here. Well, at halftime, we have a score. Stevens Raiders 1, St. Thomas Cavaliers 0. Great game. We'll be right back after this. Go take a break. I'll run a little commercial. I got a bottle in here. I haven't seen what we look like on the cast. I'm not filming very good with the sun. I can't really see that little screen on the line. You're doing really good. You're good. You're good, bro. You got a nice calm voice, and I get a little fired up. Which is okay. You got your great. That's
Yeah, I just have the crosser. No, it's okay. I just wanted to get some name of SDM players. Hey, it's right there.
Let's get this one. You just do that because you're better at seeing numbers than me. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not doing a very good job of keeping the
You know what?
stats.
It's hard. We kind of,
Very bad
well,
with like
especially
that.
with how much we had up there. It was like, oh my goodness. Saves, it's like 12 to 1, 2 maybe. Well, I guess you could call that last one she picked up.
Oh yeah, that last one would have been number 2 there, I guess.
So you said, okay, so who was number 21 has been doing a lot of stuff out there?
Yeah.
That was that crazy last name, Watanowitz, is that right?
Yep, what time is it?
Okay.
Dad, why do we have 2 goalkeepers?
Because I think we're going to put in the other one in the second half.
Oh,
Are you talking about Raiders?
Sometimes
Yeah, I think
the
we-
first
Yeah,
step is
I
the
think
final
they're
step.
doing that for all games.
But guess
actually.
what?
Until they establish
You've
something.
already
Yeah.
taken quite a few.
I wonder if
So
the
what's
JV
holding you
might
back
go
from
to
taking
soccer
the next
club.
one?
Yeah, well, and Malia has been, last year she definitely struggled with really controlling the defense. Like she just was very quiet and timid. So having Michaela out there is a huge
Oh,
difference.
more vocal.
Oh
Now,
yeah,
is she a junior this year? Or is she senior too?
she's a junior.
Yeah, that's a tough dynamic with somebody transfers and all that stuff. So you always just kind of want to hope everybody stays team focused.
Yeah. Well, and Michaela's dad is a keeper coach, so he's really helping Malia. So hopefully she'll really.
Oh, so he's helping both.
Yep.
Good, that's good. Let's see if we have a commercial. Yep. Let's see how we did. You're gonna sound good here. You're smart, man.
Cars, jobs,
You're doing
a
great.
whole new level of freedom.
ESPN's gonna be
It's what being a team is all about. But before they fly off, you want to be sure they have the know-how to succeed, which is why there's free green team banking service, the safe way for teams to learn how to manage money while you monitor their account. Free debit card, mobile banking, and the best way for teams to begin their financial freedom. Free green team banking, only from Security First
Well,
Bank.
ladies and gentlemen, once again, we'd like to remind you, if you have a relative or family member that
The
cannot
first
be here
step
today,
is the hardest.
we are
But guess
webcasting
what?
today's game on GoRaidersLive.com. Once again,
So what's holding you
today's
back in the
webcast,
next one?
GoRaidersLive.com. Thank you.
Can they go back and watch it again, or is
Yeah,
it
it'll be
just like-
archived on YouTube.
Cool.
So I like our, we're not as easy to access as the Cube. I really like our production version. That's pretty good.
That is really good.
And then I put in the little scoreboard down there.
That's much better than last year.
Hey, coming or you staying up here?
I'll just stand here.
The camera guy's not very
It
good.
looks like we got Kylie Claiborne on the outside, and we have Mallory Schoenhardt on the other side. Those two have
There's
some
just
great
one
speed,
place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes in South Dakota are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Your brother in the class this year.
I don't have a brother.
You don't?
Only 1/2 of 1% of all high school student athletes play basketball in college, but all 100% of them become adults. That's why playing basketball on their high school team is so important. High school athletes learn life lessons that help them grow up, lessons that can't be taught in the classroom and often aren't taught at home. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Post, huh?
Post, pipe.
It's a pipe. It's a big PCB pipe, right?
That's a big piece of.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in South Dakota is this. Without a committed team of coaches and administrators, it just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in South Dakota is this. Without a committed team of coaches and administrators, it just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all.
Here from to Avery.
You're feeling good, you're feeling right. Across the floor and I'm already losing my mind. Baby girl, looking fine. Watch you playing and playing and playing these guys. Catch my stare, little smile. Tell me that you're ready and you're feeling the vibe. Someday I'll be so damn sublime. We'll arrive behind the hashtag sign. I won't forget you, but I may forget your name. Ah, lady, I know what you're thinking when the bass starts ringing. Can you tell me when you're stoked to start? Are you ready for tonight? Setting it on fire and we'll dance until we're dull in the dark. My lady, I know what you're thinking when the bass starts ringing. Can you tell me when you're stoked to start? Are you ready for tonight? Setting it on fire and we'll dance until we're dull in the dark. Are you ready? Break me down, dirty jokes. Watch me deep and say what you want to know. Beauty lies within the.
Welcome back to Stevens Raiders Soccer. This is the opening game of the 2016 season. The Stevens Raiders girls really look to build on last year, and have with us, joining us, senior, who's on the injured reserve list right now, Gabby DeMars. And Gabby, after last year, I'm sure the theme of the team for some of you returning players is kind of some unfinished business. I'm sure you have high goals for the team this year.
Oh yeah, coming from an undefeated season and then, losing in the semifinals, that was a pretty difficult loss. But I know that these girls are coming out here strong, and I know that they want it.
Okay. Well, let's look at the first half. When we look at the first half, Gabby, a lot of possession and forward pressure by the Raiders, a few counterattack chances and a chance off a quarter kick for the Cavaliers. And then can you just recap the scoring for us, Gabby?
Well, the Stevens Raiders were really, possessing, getting up and down the field, and every time, STM got a pass off, it went right back to the Raiders. And finally, Taylor Frommer took a nice touch, sent it into the box, and Mallory Schoenhard, striker, sent it into the net. She just had a great back run, and it was nice timing, and it all seemed to work out for them.
Yeah, it did seem to work out, and a couple other chances that were just, shy of working out. Prior to the goal, early on, there was a shot that hit the crossbar. Then there was a chance where there was a lot of nice passing and just missed on a second chance off the bar. So a lot of positive things for the Raiders, but I'm sure they'd like to, get a little security here and put another score up. Gabby, how important is this first 5-6 minutes of the second half of the 1-0 lead for the Raiders?
Oh, it's vital. Definitely got to pick up the pace and, keep it on their half, because that's when, all the intensity is really...
There's a shot right there and a great save. Another chance for the key and another save. So right off the bat, we just talked about it, and the Raiders with 2 chances, and wow, great reaction there by the St. Thomas More keeper. Well, that has to be promising for the Raiders. At what point does doing all the things right but not putting the numbers on the board become frustrated for a team, Gabby?
I don't know. I don't know.
Do you get frustrated as a team if you feel you should be scoring and it's not going in, and or you just kind of go with the flow and try to capitalize off the chances you have?
Yeah, it can definitely be frustrating, but at some point, you miss all the shots you don't take. So the more they shoot, it'll go in at some point.
I lost this game. We're having some technical difficulties. We will be right back on here. Don't know if we hit a cord or something, but our main camera is down, so please stay tuned with us here. If it got too high.
Do you want me to keep talking about the game just to keep it updated? All right, right now STM is keeping possession of the ball, and Raiders have won it back. Kylie Devine has the ball, keeping possession. And it's an offsides call for Raiders. Bailey. And STM keeper.
Troubleshoot this issue here. So the Raiders, we try to get video here, the Raiders are just trying to continue that pressure and establish the tempo, and like Gabby noted at the beginning of the half, really come out in the first 5-6 minutes with intensity, and had 2 great chances, but obviously the goal and the hope is to get another goal in, and then to maybe settle in and maintain possession and think about possession more than attacking. Is that the strategy, or is the Raiders kind of an attack mode team?
I think that the Raiders, are strong on both offense and defense, but definitely this year they seem to
have a lot of forwards and midfielders lacking in defenders, actually. And so, there's a lot of players out here who are attacking minded. And that could be, the case for a lot of these shots on frame. Cavalier keeper is taking a goal kick. She sends it down the middle, and midfielder Hannah Spielman has a great touch. JC Miller makes a great split to one of her
forwards.
So the camera is back on. We're just trying to get back to action here. Please bear with us, but Gabby will keep you informed of the play, and you should be back in anticipating just a few minutes here. We're starting to get things talking.
Foul on the Raiders. Seem to be some sort of feet getting tangled. Emma Wantanowicz, number 21, is taking the kick.
Well, here's a scoring chance, definitely. See if we can get some video for this shot at least here. I apologize if we're in the...
And the
goal.
It was on the ground ball by Emma Wantanowicz. Cassidy Kirsch came out of nowhere and sent it right into the box.
So the Cavaliers, as we talked about, took advantage. As Gabby said earlier, they have to take advantage of mistakes, and after a foul right at the box, the Cavaliers really capitalized. So that changes the whole mindset of the game, and within that 6 minutes, and how Gabby said it was vital, we have a game here. The Raiders are going to have to regroup, settle down, and keep their style of play, and then find it back in the net.
That might have been the confidence booster that STM needed.
Yeah, they were definitely retreating, and we'll see if this gets them more of an attack confident mode. So really battling for the ball now, some really physical challenges out there, and another one, and yes, that's finally going to draw a whistle.
Yeah, it seemed that JC Miller got double teamed right there, so I think that was a good call by the ref. This is a nice angle for a shot here. Hannah Spielman is taking the kick. STM is trying to get their wall set up.
We are back. Thank you for the patience. We had a little malfunction with some HDMI cordage, but we are back here, and so as we were away, the Cavaliers did score on a set piece